How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Parker Nirenstein. This is Vehicle Virgins, and before we get started with today's video, I wanted to do a little Q&A session. If you're not already, follow me at Vehicle Virgins on Instagram. I often post behind the scenes stuff. I just posted a picture asking people, hey, if you got any questions, feel free to ask them, and then I'll answer them in an upcoming YouTube video. So if you have any questions that you want answered that weren't answered in this video, make sure to leave a comment on my Instagram. All right, without further ado, let's jump into the questions. First one from Coley. Why didn't you get a BMW instead of the Mercedes? Just wondering because you already had a Mercedes, so why not switch it up? That's a really good question. Of course, an obvious choice instead of the E63 was the BMW M5. I've already had an M5, so it would be really cool to bring that to the channel, bring it back. The E39 started the channel. Why not get the new generation M5? Couple reasons behind that. Well, for one, I thought the new M5 wasn't all that much different than the F10. Sure, it's all-wheel drive, but the motor's the same, the outside looks pretty much the same, the interior doesn't have that many differences. It just didn't blow me away. Now the E63, totally different than the last generation car. New motor, the looks, totally different on the outside, and the interior is basically an S-Class inside of a performance sedan, and that really appealed to me. As far as the looks, the sound, E63 stole my heart. Next, from Eskimo King 12, how much was it to ship the E63 to the States? Or is that included in the European delivery? It actually is included in the delivery, and even more. Some companies even give you a discount to pick your car up in Europe because they realize that flights are expensive and travel costs, hotels, etc. But yes, it was included in the purchase of the car. I didn't have to spend who knows how much to ship the vehicle from Europe to the United States. Have you ever thought about starting a business other than YouTube? Absolutely, all the time. I realize that YouTube is an amazing thing that's going on right now, but you never know, YouTube could all of a sudden disappear instantly. I'm sure Google Videos, for people who remember that, Vine, all those avenues people thought would be around forever, and then all of a sudden, they're not. I'm currently working on some other things outside of YouTube, but right now, my main focus is this channel. Are you gonna tune the E63 to 800 horsepower? I think without a doubt, I'm gonna modify that car. What did you think about the second season of the Grand Tour, and what did you like better, Top Gear or the Grand Tour? Okay, Top Gear was my favorite show of all time. If anyone asked, that was the easiest answer to that question. It's so funny, it's informative, the cars are awesome, the guys in it are hilarious. The Grand Tour, I thought it was a little bit too scripted, and by a little bit too scripted, I mean a lot too scripted. You can tell when people are just having fun, enjoying themselves, and I think that's what makes a lot of YouTube videos so successful, and YouTube in general, is it's not scripted. It's just people being themselves, not fed jokes and staging things and setting everything up, because it just leads it to feel kind of fake. And I felt like a lot of the enjoyment and the spontaneity of the original Top Gear kind of disappeared with the Grand Tour. That being said, I need to watch the new season. I hear that they fixed a lot of the issues that the first season had. I still obviously love the idea behind it, and it's kind of like the ultimate so many leagues above version of what I'm doing. God, wouldn't that be freaking awesome? Will you buy a truck anytime soon? I am really thinking about doing a project truck. I pretty much know nothing about trucks. In fact, I made a glaring mistake during one of the SEMA videos. I called some truck like 3 different brands at the same times and models, and that went all over Instagram. Every truck page thinks I'm an idiot. Whatever, I think it's kind of hilarious. I made rounds in the truck pages, not in a good way, but you know what. But I totally want to buy a truck. Maybe I'll ask Street Speed what the heck to do. From Hosta 1981, why don't you buy a house in Europe to make cool content? That sounds extremely expensive, but I do want to travel to Europe more. There's some YouTubers out there that I didn't get to visit Car Throttle, I didn't get to see Supercars of London. I really got to meet up with those guys. All right, next question from Nifty Guy. When can we expect a new supercar on the channel, GT3 RS or etc.? Now, the GT3 RS is a tricky situation. The biggest reason being the 991.2 GT3 RS coming out. 2 reasons that car is tricky. One, I want that one. I don't know if I can get an allocation for it. I need to try. I need to talk to some people to see. If any of you are a general manager of a Porsche dealership, I actually do want to buy the new generation GT3 RS. That being said, if I'm not able to buy one of those, waiting till that comes out so that the 991.1 generation cars tank in value would be a smarter buy than buying it right now. That's the problem. I feel really bad because I've said I'm gonna get that car so often, and I feel like I'm lying to you guys because, well, it's clearly not sitting here. It doesn't count. I can say whatever I want. I'm buying a Chiron, and if it doesn't appear in the driveway, it doesn't really count. But the plan is to get that car. I want it so damn badly. From SE Murphy 21, would you ever do another European delivery? Obviously, it was crazy to go all the way out to Europe and have that mishap happen. Thankfully, it was all pretty much sorted out, although it did kind of scare me a little bit. People were saying, why didn't you contact them, so on and so forth. Well, we had contact a bunch and confirmation emails. This is the date, this is the date. Could I have called them? Sure, it's such a big company, they don't just like give you a person to call. You just get an email saying that's your date. But if I'm ever gonna do it again, you bet I'm calling them like 50 times before I show up, even the day before, the night before, 5 minutes before, just to make sure the car is there. If I did get the 991.2 GT3 RS, I would absolutely love to do European delivery. Seeing Shmi get to watch his car get built on the line was an epic experience, and I wish I could do that for myself. All right, last question from Jay's Todd. Will you be doing reviews of cheaper cars like you did in the start of the channel? I think that is an awesome idea. I want to know what cars you guys think I should review on the lower end. So leave a comment in the comment section below. What cars would you like to see reviews of that are in the affordable category? So without further ado, I hope that answered some of your questions. If you've got more, follow me on Instagram at VehicleVirgins. Leave a question there. Let's get into the video.
So you want to look rich, but you don't want to break the bank, like every single person in Los Angeles. Whether you like it or not, people do judge others' financial status based on what car they drive. Now, it actually happens to be a terrible indicator of wealth, as some of the world's richest people, like Warren Buffett for instance, drive a $15,000 used Cadillac. That being said, pulling up to a club may get you the attention of a girl whose company you might enjoy for about 35 seconds. Without further ado, here are the top 10 cheap cars that'll make you look rich. Number 1 is the Vader G35. The Vader starts its life as a G35 coupe, a cool two-door sports car that comes with a 3.5-liter V6 that sounds really good and makes 298 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. The good news is, the Infiniti G35 from 2003 to 2007 will cost you under $10,000. Now, the Vader body kit will cost you 11 grand on top of that, then you've got to factor in at least a couple grand for install, but after about $25,000 all in, it basically looks like a $3.5 million Lykan Hypersport. Now, you could debate whether the Lykan Hypersport looks stupid or not, but there's no denying that to the casual observer that doesn't know a ton about sports cars, it definitely doesn't look like anything else on the road and could be mistaken for a $1 million plus car. For 3 grand on top of that, you can also do an interior conversion to make it look more luxurious inside with leather everywhere. You're probably not going to fool anyone who actually knows much about cars, but at the end of the day, it's got a nice sounding exhaust note and it looks pretty ridiculous. Next up is the Porsche Boxster. It's a 2-door convertible sports car that's absolutely a blast to drive. Of course, girls love convertibles, guys love the fact that it can come in a manual transmission, and it'll only cost you between $5,000 to $10,000 all day long. A quick search online and you can find tons of these things for sale. You'll also have a Porsche key in your pocket at all times, which you can whip out, and you'll probably proclaim yourself as an autocross champion after one event, but hey, at least you'll look good doing it. Third is the Chrysler 300. Now, there's no denying that the 300 looks kind of like a strange mix between a Bentley Continental sedan and a Rolls-Royce Phantom, and that is no coincidence. You think Chrysler didn't think of that when they were designing their luxury car? In fact, many people go as far as debadging their Chrysler 300s, adding on a new front grille, adding on Bentley or Rolls-Royce logos, and telling people that it is in fact a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley. There's an awesome video of a guy actually rolling up in a Rolls-Royce Phantom next to a person pretending their 300 is a Rolls-Royce. That being said, for 50 to 100 bucks, you can do a grille conversion that makes the 300 look a lot better and look like, well, a fake Bentley or a Rolls-Royce. If that's your thing, go for it. Now, you can get a 2008 Chrysler 300 for under $5,000. Spend some money on some decent looking wheels, and no, that does not mean 25-inch Forgiatos. That means decent looking wheels, and your 300 might actually look pretty good. Fourth up is the Maserati Ghibli. Now, with a base price of $73,000, it's not cheap by any means, but the lease deals are absurdly cheap. How cheap? I'm talking $420 a month for a Maserati. Now, I personally don't like the Maserati Ghibli because its interior quality is not really any better than a Chrysler 200S, but for 400 bucks a month, it's so cheap, kind of makes sense. Oh no, I just said the Maserati Ghibli makes sense. That should be the end of this video. The base model comes with a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 that actually sounds very, very good. That is the most redeeming quality of a Maserati Ghibli, other than the fact that it's a Maserati, is that it sounds awesome. And of course, Since it's a Maserati, it'll make you look rich. The Bentley Continental GT, a car loved by rappers, basketball players, and extremely old white people. The Bentley Continental GT has classically beautiful styling. Back in 2004, the GT would have costed you $150,000. But the good news is depreciation has smashed the Continental GT with a freaking sledgehammer and dropped the price down to a staggeringly low $35,000. As of June 2017, the average new car price sold in the United States is $34,500. So the fact that you can get a Bentley for just $500 more than the average new car price is pretty staggering. I mean, what would you rather have? A Toyota Avalon or a Bentley? I'm gonna go with the Bentley on that one. Sixth is a Ferrari. Yes, you can actually get a Ferrari for under $50,000. And it has a motor in it, and it's a Ferrari, and it's red. That's about it. No, just kidding. But actually, you can. I am talking about the Ferrari 308 GTS. Now, it's not my favorite looking Ferrari, but of course, it has the prancing horse badge, and it's a Ferrari. Now, certain year 308 GTSs have skyrocketed in price, but something like a 1978 308 will cost you under $50,000 if you look for some deals. You can then wear Ferrari apparel without feeling like a poser. You can get random Italian words tattooed all over your body and show up to the club wearing nothing but white Gucci loafers. Seriously though, there aren't too many things more impressive than answering the question, what do you drive, with a Ferrari. You could answer it with a Lamborghini and that'd be much more impressive, but unfortunately there's none for 50 grand. I'm just messing, but seriously. The Maserati Gran Turismo is one of the best looking cars ever made, and it'll also make you look extremely rich without having to drop that much cash. The car came out in 2008, has looks that can make a grown man cry, and a beautiful Ferrari V8 that sounds oh so good. Yes, it has a Ferrari V8, a 4.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 that revs to 7,250 RPMs and makes over 400 horsepower. But seriously, listen to a Maserati Gran Turismo and tell me that isn't the most beautiful noise you've ever heard. New in 2008, the base price was $115,000, but now you can get them for just 31 grand. Yeah, 31 grand for a good-looking Maserati, that's a steal, and it'll make you look rich. Okay, so what if you don't want a two-door sports car? You want a luxurious sedan that still makes a statement. Well, the third generation Audi A8L is perfect for that. Back in 2011, when it came out, the A8L had a base price of $90,000. With options, it goes well into the six-figure range. It's got stunning LED headlights, a massive, classy exterior, a luxurious interior with plenty of quilted leather, rear legroom, entertainment screens, fold-down trays, whatever you want. It even has an extremely powerful engine. So how much will this cost you? Under $25,000. That's a bargain. The Lotus Elise is one of the best driving cars on the road, and it also looks very expensive. One positive is that Hennessy came out with the Venom GT based on another Lotus's chassis, same with the Tesla Roadster, so it has that going for it. It also weighs under 2,000 pounds, so it's a blast to drive. You can drop the top, and it's got enough vents and scoops for you and all your friends, and certainly enough to impress some girls. How much will it cost you? Just $30,000. Lastly, we have the Alfa Romeo 4C, a fun, incredibly good-looking Italian beauty. With a carbon fiber monocoque that's actually exposed on the inside and has the word cock in it, it has a similar structure to cars that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions. Despite having a small four-cylinder engine, it's still incredibly fast, 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, and it sounds very good while doing so. Well, this car is the priciest on the list. It's arguably the most beautiful. For $50,000, you can buy a used Alfa 4C all day long, and they haven't actually depreciated all that much, so you could, in theory, buy one for 50 grand, drive it for a year or two, and sell it for not that much less than you bought it for. And you will certainly look rich and good while driving one. So there you have it, the top 10 cheap cars that'll make you look rich. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and if you really liked it, leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know if you'd like me to do a video like this again. I could do a cheaper price category, potentially in the under $25,000 range, of cheap cars that make you look rich. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.